Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys doing today? Papa Snow here, coming to you live out of Guyana. All right, so, yesterday you didn't hear too much from me, and the day before, of course, later on in the afternoon, you didn't hear too much from me. Just a couple good things. Normally, we don't receive a whole bunch of good news, but when we do receive good news, we like to, sit down and, digest that good news and make sure that it is actually good news and it's not just lip service. So we really like to go through the process of verifying that our information is verified and correct. Okay, so that being the case, so everything has been thus verified so far. And just a quick update on what's going on with our housing scheme project. Everything is a go. So that is a positive piece of news. We were able to speak with Minister Anand Prasad on Wednesday, with his investigative team. And I believe that we have come to a resolution. One being the case that we should have never been denied access to, our property in the first place. Now, I do know that the ministry is doing their part just to make a peaceful, transition over into things. So that being the case, I'm going to work along with the ministry and their recommendations to make sure that everything goes through as peaceful as possible. That being the case, it does not change the fact that an individual has stalled us, and processing has stalled us for a certain period of time. In relation to that particular matter, persons who were displaced, the persons who, just like myself, had to wait unnecessarily, for persons who were at occupation level for properties, those persons can look forward to something later on in terms of an action that we are actually bringing against the people who caused so many unnecessary delays. So those persons will also have to go to court and see what it is that they have to compensate everyone with who has had to have a certain degree of time wasted. Please be advised that in the agreements made to have peace, I am only going to stand up for persons who have met their occupation level and who have been up to date with their contract. Persons who have not been up to date with your contract, who have not been honoring your obligations, I ain't helping you. Let me tell something to everybody. I helping everybody who want to help themselves. And in 2018, I gave away maybe about over $300 million in loans to people here in Guyana. Interest-free loans I gave to people here in Guyana. And then in the process of doing this and building and working, I received a major fight down. Not an easy fight down. I received a major fight down from greedy, corrupted, and covetous people who wants what the next man got. And there's only a handful of people that stood with me in this fight, So let me show you a small handful of people stand up in this fight. And there were other people that I would have assisted. And when the pressure of this fight came, everybody abandoned. They turn around, they run helter-skelter, they make excuse. All sorts of reasons why they could not stand up for the people who are standing up for them. Fine. Fair enough, I accept. You left me for deal with it alone. Not the problem. I wasn't alone though. I had God. So now I'm here to make sure that everybody knows that one, our project is going through as per planned. Two, if you are in a legal, contractual agreement with me or with our network, and you currently owe the network money, we are going to come down on you very, very hard, because many of you would not have honored your obligation. And at the same time, many of you who did not honor your obligation have been pelting demands and have been trying to force an issue, even though we were going through it, through all of the legal steps and processes, yes, which unfortunately did take a little while, because we had things like a screwed up election in 2020, and we also had COVID, plus all the other crazy stuff that's been going on, plus sabotage, right? And I've had to survive that, okay? But we have survived. And we are getting ready to go through another growth spurt. And before I jump through this growth spurt, all persons who were not fighting for the same mission, all persons who were just trying to use our company, we're about to filter you out. In fact, that's what this whole next week is about. Before we start our major operations and continue back the investment that we are doing in this area here, I'm going to clean house. Right? I'm going to seriously clean house. Okay? So, all persons, and currently, when I check up the records, there's about, there's a lot of people who owe. And due to the fact that we had delays, we had certain things, I didn't come down on everybody hard. But everyone came down on me very hard. Thank God I can handle the pressure. So, there were many people waiting on updates. So let me ensure that everyone knows the updates. All of our stuff is legal, it's binding, and it's going forward. Right? We're building a community for our network and for good, decent people. Alright? Persons who have chose to disrespect our network's kindness by trying to make asses of us, please understand that if you have violated your contract with us, we are going to hold all terms to its fullest legal effects. Okay? So let me make sure that everyone knows that. Everyone is fully and completely clean and clear about that. Nobody can say they didn't get a notice, they didn't get the message. Persons who would have violated their agreements, you would have received letters like this in the mail. Right? These are all certified letters to persons. Many of you, your letters would have already been sent out. Right? And let me ensure that Guyanese people know something, right? You see, when we send a certified mail, there's a reason why we send a certified mail from this country. So that when this mail comes to you place, your registered address, and you chose not to sign and collect this mail, or you act as if this mail that came to you did not come to you, we made sure that we have the legal evidence by the government of Guyana and the post office, which includes a certain amount of attempts that they would have made to reach people who owe us money. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we have an issue in Guyana where plenty people like hang their hat where their hand can't reach. Now, I'm not going to tell you, no, don't do that. But I will tell you that in the event that you hang your hat where your hand can't reach, you're going to find yourself stretching every day and never reaching what you want. Right? I was kind enough to many people in this country. It's not easy to find $300 million in loans to give out. And I did that for a lot of people. So now those persons, by virtue of law, are also required contractually to make sure that you do your part. Because there has to be a different aspect of me coming out now to handle this next stage. You've met the nice guy. Let me explain this to you guys very, very carefully. You've met the nice guy. I've done a lot of nice things for you. Now that all of the delays are coming to an end, you have to deal with the business side of me. Please understand that the business side of me, it's not an easy side. That's the part of me that goes out there and handles the business. If everything is done correctly, everybody smiles. But it's when people start to do stupidness. Alright? It's when people start to do stupidness. Very, very kind guy. Very nice, very flexible. But at the same time, all persons who are backdated in payments, all persons who have not verified what they need to verify, if anything about your contracts or agreement is out of line, well then let me assure you that it is out of line on your behalf. Right? And this being the case, make sure that you come back in line as fast as possible. Alright. That being said and done, let's move on to one of the other aspects. And one of the other aspects is, first and foremost, my condolences. Right? My condolences to the families of the two young ladies who over the course of this last month went missing. One of them, I think her name is Andrea Barrett in Trinidad, I believe. A very sad situation that they found her body. My condolences to the family. There was another young lady as well. I forgot her name, but my condolences to that family as well. Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening here in this world is a horrible thing. I need you to understand first and foremost that is not something new. Crimes like this has forever been happening simply because the minds of human beings, we tend to be very wicked. A lot of men out there still preying upon women, looking for opportunity. Now you're hearing more talk about ransoms and stuff like this. All of this is serious things. All of this is serious things, right? And it's only going to get worse. Unfortunately, it's only going to get worse. Right? Because the world isn't easy. Things aren't easy. We've got more financial headaches at a moment like this. In fact, the world has never been more divided as it pertains to certain things, right? And it's going to keep getting worse. Why do I say it's going to keep getting worse? Well, it's simple. Look at the things that we look at for entertainment. Sexuality, violence, drug use, corruption, That's our entertainment, by the way. Right? So when we look at that stuff as entertainment, what do you think our real life is going to be like if we find those things entertaining? Sex and violence, we find that entertaining. Then you add poverty into it, and you add illiteracy into it, and you throw in even more hard times and abuse and all sorts of other little complications and a whole bunch of factors that normally just poison the soul. And then when we sit there and we look at things, there's no possible way that we can look at these things and say, you know what, it's just going to get better. No, it's not. It's not going to just get better. Okay? The only way for shit to get better is for us to be better people. Human beings collectively need to understand that we need to become better people. Because if we don't, we're just going to keep making and manufacturing other horrible people. And then we're going to treat them horribly. And they're going to grow up in a horrible society and a horrible world. And then guess what? Then all of their horrible behaviors gets an excuse. And it's just called survival after a period of time. Man, he didn't mean to do it. He was just surviving. Okay. Right? Well, let me tell you something. You want to survive? Live good with one another. You want to make it in this life? Live good with one another. But if you only care about your own personal enjoyment and the safety and security of any or everyone else, if you don't care about that, well, then you can live selfishly. And you'll probably experience a moment or two of temporary bliss. But then it will all come crashing down around you. And you wouldn't be able to get out of it. I've seen it happen to too many people. Too many people. I talk to people on a regular basis every day about this. We do a lot of human interactions here in this office. And it's a lot of personal stuff, right? But what I've seen, and I've seen this too much, is people get up in life, never treated people good. They fall in life, and they're never able to get back up again. I've seen that. And it's horrible, Because imagine you being in a position where everything is done for you, and then suddenly you have to do everything yourself. When that reality hits the average person, it tends to break them. That's why I grow my children a little tough. They can have everything, but they gotta learn. Right? And then going through there, let's talk a little bit more about opportunities that are currently available. Alright, so if you don't have a job right now in Guyana, and you're anywhere in Region 4, I can tell you that off the top of your head, and you don't currently have a job in Guyana, well, then you really don't want to work, or you're being very picky with work. Okay? Currently, ladies and gentlemen, we have over 100 positions open for persons who would like to be sales representatives and vendors within our network. We are looking to help at least 100 persons start their own personal business. Okay? And we are also now hiring 20 persons. A lot of work. 20 persons that we are willing to train in real estate. So they're going to get a professional 6-month course from us in training to become an effective real estate agent. Okay, training to the point of licensing. So let me make sure that you guys know this. Training to the point of licensing, what that means is that we're going to train them until they are able to get their own license as well. Right? During that time, while we are training these agents, they will be able to assist us in sales in other areas, and they will earn. All right? The average real estate agent in Guyana earns anywhere from about 150 to around 300,000 Guyana dollars a month on average. Right? Unless, well, you own your own firm, in which case then, you know, your earnings could be multiplied, and so on and so forth. And things like that we're going to talk about during the orientations, during the internship. So things like that will be discussed during training. So for persons who are looking for work, right? You got a halfway decent education. You know how to talk to people. You have a decent presentation to yourself. You have some degree of a little bit of computer experience. You know, certain common sense. We can help you. Right? We can help you. In fact, we are willing to help you. Okay? All of these persons coming in, right, to the network, understand that if you show capacity that makes sense, you will be sponsored into our network. Okay? And that's going to be an important thing. If you show that you have the attributes to assist in the growth of our network, we will sponsor you into our network. Right? In fact, all of the persons coming in terms of employment or in terms of our real estate course, things like that, are people that either they are self-sponsoring into the network or they are being sponsored into the network for the purposes of employment. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, if you have family, friends, kids, people from the age of 16 or older in Guyana, if they're under 18, they need to be accompanied by an adult, right? Just letting you know. But if you have persons from the age of 16 and older, and they're either looking for a job, they're looking for a career, they're looking for a better means of education, you can actually sponsor them into our network from wherever you're at in this world. Sponsorship for someone into our network comes at only 12,000 Guyana dollars per year, or around 60 US dollars per year, to sponsor someone into our network, in which case we train them, we give them the tools, and we help to get them set up for life. Right? Of course, they do need to be willing. They do need to be ready to do their work. They do, you know, they have to follow some rules. Okay? But I think it's an amazing offer. Okay? For persons who are interested in joining our membership as well, you can easily go to our website, which is www.jobfairworldwide.com. And on the sign-up page, we have a new membership application there. And you can actually decide what angle you wanted to join our network from, because the network does have a lot of different facilities going on right now, right? I know that there's a lot of people out there who are just like my family, or maybe even you're just like me in some senses, where we're always sending or doing things for our family here in Guyana. We're sending or doing things for family abroad. My advice to you is that if you can take a moment and instead of sending, you know, 1,000, 2,000 US dollars or pounds every year to family members, which sometimes at the end of it, you don't got nothing to show, they don't got nothing to show you when you're done investing money in them, there's nothing left. They're still coming back to you later and saying, you know, if they're bad, invest 60 US dollars, 12,000 Guyana dollars into somebody that you like. Don't invest it in me, but invest it into them. Let them get the books they need. Let them get the training they need. Let us teach them how to lead their own life, have their own business, manage their own responsibilities. Let us teach them how to be independent. I mean, it's up to you too, right? If you're comfortable all the time giving away your money, comfortable just giving away your money without seeing results, not a problem. It's your money. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. But I will tell you from personal experience, living in Guyana, helping a lot of people, that it is more important if you give a man the opportunity to help himself than for you to leave those people to be completely dependent on you. Because the reality is, when something happens to you and they still can't maintain themselves, everything is going to fall. Think about what I'm telling you. Tell me if this doesn't make sense. If you are the person always minding everybody and something happens to you, then all of those investments that you made, and I call it investments, because if you're pushing money in a family or a friend, you ain't doing it to see that they dead the same way every day. You are trying to empower them. You are trying to uplift their quality or their standard of life. So if you're like me, and you've been dishing it out, and you have not been seeing people learning how to be independent, or people growing out of the circumstance or the situation that they originally were in, then I think you need to do something a little different. And that's one of the reasons why we have Jobfair. We have Jobfair here in Guyana because, you know, there's a lot of people always crying about jobs. So, of course, we brought a job network to this country. But, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what's really going on. First and foremost, Guyana has work. We may not have all of the jobs that we want. They may not be the fanciest jobs. They may not be, but oh God, the country's still coming up. You got some people that ain't even done primary school and walking around the road playing like them as doctor and engineer. And there's nobody there to hold them to account because the real doctors and the real engineers, well, they gone too. So what we end up having here in this country is we got a lot of people in a lot of positions that don't know what the hell they're doing. And if, in all actuality, we just keep giving everybody everything that they ask for, that's not going to bear any results either. Because our nation, our people, we have gotten lazy. Especially those of us who got used to collecting assistance from overseas, you know. I just always find it to be a bad thing when people just advantage the kindness of their people overseas and they do nothing positive with what they receive. The amount of people, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this, the amount of people I know in Guyana who is collect money from overseas. And when you look to see if they have anything to show for it, these people got very few of anything to show for it. Because at the end of the day, you could give a fool all the money in the world. But if those people ain't got no perspective, ain't got no guidance, if they don't appreciate what it is that they get, if they don't value your sweat. You might as well mind dog. They can pay you better. Trust me, I mind dogs. I know. I mind pig and all. I mind cow. Pay you better than family bite. But I will tell you this. If you are truly serious, for people who tell my man, there ain't no jobs, there ain't no opportunities. If you are one of those people and your family is over there telling you, listen man, we ain't got jobs, we ain't got opportunities, we ain't got this, we ain't got that, we ain't got this. Let me tell you something. Tell them simple. Here's a number. You got the phone? Call this number. Tell this person what the problem is. Tell them why you can't get a job yet. Tell them what the problem is. And let me see if we can help them out of it. But the bottom line is that we as a country, we've become lazy. We've become dependent. Many of us are spoiled. Do you know how many people I know that have worked for me, people that have stolen from me and all? And here's the funny thing. They never had to. They never had to steal. They never had to be crookish or slide. They never had to do that. Because there's not one person that comes in to any one of my offices anywhere who does not have the exact same opportunities that I have. You have the opportunity to start from nothing. I started from nothing. You have the opportunity to grow with assistance. Because when I started with nothing, I met people and I became assisting to them and they became assisting to me. And we worked together. And piece by piece, I'm climbing. But too many people are given the same opportunities and can't do nothing with it when it is there. Some of them have too much going for them and don't feel they have anything. And that is what happens when you lack appreciation for people and things around you. And I believe that is one of our greatest downfalls as Guyanese at this moment, is that most of the people that we are helping, our family, our friends and everybody, they lack a genuine appreciation for what has been done for them. In fact, instead of feeling as if a charity or kindness was done to them, they behave as if you are obligated to do these things for them. And this is where the essence of the ungratefulness starts. But don't worry, we just be ungrateful to God. So, you know, so if your family just take your money and cuss you behind your back, hey, don't feel no way. Right? So, don't feel no way is all part of it, eh? Definitely all part of it. Right? However, you need to know and decide for yourself how you wish to approach the matter. Okay? How you wish to approach the matter. So advice, you know, before you give your family member 100, 200,000 for start this business or for do this or for do that, let them get a little bit of, you know, consultation. You know, find out if that family member has the capacity to do what it is that they're claiming to do. Because if you're overseas, how can you really monitor what their capacity is? You need a way to ensure that they're doing what they say they're doing. Unless you just trust everything everybody says. If that's the case, well, good luck with that. When you tell me how it works out with you when it's all said and done, you explain it to me, okay? Because I found that could be very misleading and very, very dangerous. just to trust everyone from what they say. All right? Okay, so, you know, that's just one thing for persons who needed a job. If you got family or friends over here, you wanted to help these people start their own businesses, things like that, right? You actually don't have to invest in them personally for them to start their business. We invest in them. However, they do need to showcase that they have the capacity to do so. If they lack the capacity to do so, I would never put them to do so. However, you would have to know how much capacity your family or your friend or whoever you're investing in has. And you would have to know how much you value, you know, whatever you would choose to invest in them. Right? But I can tell you this. For a donation of 12,000 Guyana dollars or 60 US dollars, we go through all of that stuff with your family or your friend. We check to see if they have the capacity to run a business or if they just have the capacity to go and work with someone. We check their education. We help them with their education. We check their basic training in computer and certain life sciences that they should know. And we teach them that. We equip them to go out there and become a success. But when I say success, I don't mean to become the next billionaire. No, I mean to live, to survive in this life. To get the savings in the bank. To get a husband or a wife. To get children. To get a home. Someplace that you can have over your head. This is what we're training them for. This is how we're trying to build our people. Our people need psychological and economic stability. They need it. But if you can establish one, then establishing the other one kind of comes hand in hand. But we have to push. Alright, so now I want to go into something a little bit more exciting. Let's talk about elections 2025. What? What do you mean elections 2025? What are you talking about elections 2025 right now for? Snow? Well, let me tell you why I'm talking about it. I saw, like, I guess a couple people are now coming up with a few different political groups. So I saw one of them on my timeline this morning, and I was like, okay. Right? One, let me first start with this here by telling you, I encourage everyone. If you want to have 1,000 political parties out there, have 1,000, have 10,000, I don't give a shit. Put as many parties as you want to put up there. But now answer me a question. Because, you know, we also have a registered political party. And you would notice that I'm not really going up to kind of push for president or kind of push for any office. And I'm not really pushing for those things. But maybe I just think a little bit differently. If we have a group that is already there, and they are willing to play nice and work along, why not work within or work along with the current status quo to bring about, you know, an inevitable benefit to the country? See, ladies and gentlemen, as it pertains to my brain when we talk about politics, I'm a little different. I'm a little different. You see, I'm a contented person. I don't big eye none. I'm a humble person. I ain't got time with position and thing, right? See, but that's like one of the differences. Maybe that's one of the key differences. Maybe humility is the key difference. Maybe I could do a lot of great things. Maybe. But that's a maybe. Maybe I could be the answer. And then maybe I'm full of shit. Right? And the reason why I tell you this is because I've learned something a long time ago. And I need everyone who really, really understands humanity to give me your opinion on this. But I've learned that you don't have to be a president or to be in charge directly to fix a problem. I've learned that throughout the assortment and variety of different human beings that they have available in this life, that multiple people can get a similar job done. Doesn't have to be one particular person. However, to get these jobs done, you do need a lot of people. And you need a lot of positive-minded people. What I would recommend, and this is something that was spoken about with some very influential people in politics here in Guyana, some very respected persons of whose names I will not mention at this moment. Would it not be easier, as opposed to bringing up a whole bunch of new political parties, wouldn't it be easier to build lobbying systems within the current major political institutions? Filter out the stupid ones, the ones that have been doing bad. Filter them out. And promote from within the talent that is currently there. Not just based on talent, but also based on the genuineness of a person to want to make a change. And then their ability to deliver that change. It's just my opinion. What I will do though, because I'm very, very much a supporter of new initiatives. I'm also a supporter of social cohesion. And I do not believe that our current status quo for politics in Guyana has bared any fruitful results. We do have a different way in which we are reaching out to people. And that being the case, I would also like to reach out to all of those new political groups that are going through your origin stories at this moment and deciding who will be a part of you and who will do this and who will support you and all of this stuff. I encourage you all to pay me a visit. And there's a reason why. And that reason is simple. I will give you the ability to fix your country without you even having to become a president. It's just that simple. I will give you the ability to fix this country, and you don't need to be a president or be in government. And you will have that ability. But if it is the case that you just want to be a president or you just want to be in office, well, that would be found out really, really fast. Because I also do believe that power corrupts, and absolute power absolutely corrupts. However, Anyone who is going for office here in Guyana at any point in time should have a genuine, earnest need to protect the people of Guyana and empower the people of Guyana so that they could stand up for themselves and not necessarily keep championing heroes to go to the front lines for them. So if you are serious, all of those out there who claim that they want to make this country a better place, if you are truly serious and it is your intention to take a political platform and further add more drama into society with more politics, before doing that, I will give you what you need to fix this country. And trust me when I tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, it does not start from the president's office. It does not even start from Parliament. And all of us have the opportunity to have it and use it. The problem is, you can't use it if you're selfish. That's it. As simple and straightforward as it is. If your real intention is money and power, you will never get it. But if your real intention is to help the people, I'll show you exactly what you have to do. And it's just that simple. And I don't care who it is, you know. You can come from any political party. I'll tell you exactly what it is you got to do. It's not hard. In fact, it's so simple it should have been done decades ago. Unfortunately, because of greed and corruption and, you know, all the other stuff in the mix, it wasn't going to happen. Because everybody wanted to get rich. But we are at a time and an opportunity in life right now, especially for us here in this country, where if there are any new political groups that are willing to come up to speed, or who are willing to go ahead, before you guys invest a shitload of money and lose your money and kick yourselves later on and go home licking wounds and cussing everybody, free. You're not paying me for information. You just gotta come see me. And I will give you exactly what you need to fix this country. And like I said before, you don't need to be a president. You don't even need religion. You don't need to play party politics. You don't need parliament. You don't need none of that. What you need to fix the country is already at your disposal. You just got to learn how to use it. That's it. You just got to learn how to use it. And I'll show you. So for any major political group or new political group coming up, if it be the case that you truly have intention of removing any of the two major parties, starting your own party, or actually fixing Guyana, because all of those are different things, right? Because all of those are different things, right? You could say you want to become a president, doesn't mean you want to fix the country. You could say you want to put in new laws, it doesn't mean you want to make things better for the country, right? If you truly want to make things better for the country and for the people, it starts with one free conversation. One free conversation. Doesn't cost anyone anything. So for those of you out there who are involved in that, or you know, you are taking a political stance, it doesn't cost you anything to come and talk to me or to give me a call. And I can tell you exactly what you need to do. That information is free. Right? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to thank you guys very much. I still do have to get back to work. I got a lot of work going on today. It is a busy day. Alright? So in the meantime, take care. God bless you. Stay safe. And help me share this video. I think it's important. Thanks. Bye.